Hello all, welcome back. In this video, we will be talking about how to obtain initial access using leaked and stolen credentials. Now, before moving forward, I want to highlight a couple of incidents where the stolen credentials or the exposed Git repositories were actually they played a very major role and disclosed a lot of sensitive data. On the left hand side, you see Equifax, where the a lot of sensitive information related to specific web servers and a couple of people, uh, possibly Equifax users, were actually disclosed in a GitHub repository that is, open sourced and that is out there. And on the other hand, people have identified extremely sensitive information when they externally scanned Indian government websites, and this was, I believe, responsibly fixed after a disclosure that was made to the government. Now, although these incidents are a bit dated, which is 2019, 2021, these are still prevalent on an everyday basis. You see hundreds of repositories with extremely sensitive information still being prevalent, even with GitHub launching a service called secrets detection, and there are ton of tools which actually do this on a daily basis. Now, with that, I would want to highlight a specific technique using which you can actually identify secrets inside your target GitHub repository. Now, this is the GitHub's home page, and when you want to search for something like password, obviously you would be shown a lot of repository which contains the text, or maybe in its description, maybe in its name, etc., etc. However, if you want to do a search on the code, you will be asked to basically sign in into your GitHub account. Now, although you're doing a passive recon, some people would not want to do something like that. Now, that is where an alternative called grep.app comes into picture. Now, grep.app is a service that allows you to search without actually logging in into your GitHub repository. Now, there are pros and cons obviously for both of these, and the information might not be as accurate as you would want to be, or as real time as you would want it to be on grep.app, but it's a very good passive tool and a very faster searching tool that allows you to get a lot of results straight up, right? And here, just for the sake of the demo, I've taken the regular expression of blob.core.windows.net, and it is going to show me all the docx files which are hosted on blob.core.windows.net that are embedded inside the code, basically having a reference of it inside the code. Now, on one hand, the advantage of something like this is it gives me the entire, the link of the entire docx file. This might be, a benign one, a suspicious one, or it can just be a very sensitive document as well. On the other hand, you can actually search for something like certificates actually being hosted on blob in Windows, storage blobs and stuff like that. Now, one thing again to be noted is you need to filter the repository basis your target. Do not do a wide search, because you would actually be creeping into sensitive information that you're not supposed to. And if you find any sensitive information that you should not get access to, I would suggest reaching out to the company using their responsible disclosure program or using their security contacts. If you're wondering, hey, these are all automated ways, and I might not be easily able to identify all the secret at once or probably validate those secrets, there is a very good tool called Trufflehog, which lets you do that automated scanning. You can in fact use Trufflehog inside your GitHub Actions or inside your other places as well. Now, for the sake of this activity, I have taken this repository called Sample Secret, which is published by Git Guardian. You can use your own repository, which is your target basically. And when you use Trufflehog, installation is also pretty straightforward. You can look at the Trufflehog's installation page directly on their GitHub page. When you sort of run this particular tool, it barely takes any time, and it starts giving you information about all the secrets that are present inside this particular repository. And better yet, it actually also tries to sort of do that validation that, hey, is this secret actually valid for various modules. I believe there are a lot of AWS, Azure modules or MongoDB modules, which allows you to directly do validation of whether the secret is actually good or not. Is it good for your red teaming activity or not? And if you're a defender, it also give you a rotation guide as to how you can go and rotate this particular secret for that particular service. If it's MongoDB, if it's going to be something like AWS secret, how you can remediate that, etc., etc. And moving on, talking about leak threats, I think this is a very I would say very vast topic that cannot be covered in one video, or a lot of it is not in the scope of the video series as well. But I would try to cover two main sources that are really helpful to get an understanding of the leaked credential ecosystem for that particular organization, or the leaked credential attack surface for that organization. One website which I sort of see a lot of success is around Dhashed, and the second one is around Have I Been Pawned. Now, in Dhashed, if you have a subscription, I believe you also get the password. You can go ahead and try that password as well. With Have I Been Pawned, I don't think you will get a password, but you will have an understanding of, these are, the list of accounts that are possibly going to give you an inroads into the organization.